नमस्कार दोस्तों। उत्तर प्रदेश में कुछ मिशनरीज जो हैं वो अब बाइबल का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर रहे थे एक गांव के अंदर। गांव में कोई भी क्रिश्चियन नहीं था और जैसा कि हमेशा करते हैं छोटे छोटे बच्चों में, महिलाओं में, बुजुर्गों के बीच में मिशनरीज अपनी बाइबल का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं। उसके साथ साथ बहुत सटल तरीके से वो बाइबल को इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं। जब लोगों ने इसका विरोध किया तो विरोध करने के बाद विवाद हुआ। विवाद होने के बाद उत्तर प्रदेश के एंटी कन्वर्जन लॉ के अंडर गांव के लोगों ने उनके खिलाफ केस किया। केस जो है वो हाई कोर्ट में गया और उनको 2 हफ्ते के अंदर अंदर हाई कोर्ट के जज ने, सिंगल जज की बेंच थी, जस्टिस शमीम अहमद ने बेल दे दिया। बेल दिया वो ठीक है। बेल के साथ साथ उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम इन स्प्रेडिंग गुड एजुकेशन। वो बाइबल को गुड एजुकेशन बोल रहे थे। तो इसके ऊपर डॉक्टर प्रकाश राव वेलागोपडी जी ने बहुत अच्छे तरह से, बहुत सभ्य भाषा में जस्टिस से 11 प्रश्न पूछे हैं। तो उन्हीं प्रश्नों से रिलेटेड ये जो आज का जो वीडियो है, ये वीडियो इंग्लिश में है। मैंने सोचा एक बार हिंदी में थोड़ा सा इस वीडियो की भूमिका रख दूं ताकि बाद में आपको ये कॉन्वर्सेशन, ये बातचीत सुनने में आसानी हो। तो आइए सुनते हैं पूरा वीडियो। नमस्ते टू ऑल द व्यूअर्स ऑफ इंडिया स्पीक्स डेली। एज संदीप जी वुड हैव सेड, no left, no right, only Sanatan voice. In this Sanatan voice, we have today with us one of the most prominent fighters for Hindu cause, living in US but fighting the cases in India also, Dr. Prakash Rawat. A very warm welcome to you, sir. So let me just give a very brief intro to yours to the viewers of India Speaks Daily. Prakash Rao sir went to US in 1965. He retired in 2006, and post-retirement he thought that he will be settling in India. But even before retirement, he was the founding member of Hindu Temple Society of Mississippi. He was part of construction of a couple of temples there. One temple in Mississippi, probably 2 temples if I'm not wrong, sir, and one temple in Texas, Frisco, Texas. So these temples were not just the temples which, the kind of temple construction that our government is doing, which is more for tourism purpose. They are proper temples with proper pran pratishtha and Kumbh Abhishekam. So sir is also chairman of, sir was also chairman of Datta Yoga Center, is also involved in Gaushala and temple renovation, got orders to stop government from selling temple land, and we'll talk about it more. So, the bio is very, very long. Maybe, sir has written around 11 books also. Plus, Prakash Rao sir has written lot of articles also, more than 100 articles, around 130 to 150 articles. So, this is a very strong, very impressive bio. Prakash Rao sir, it will take a lot of time for me to introduce you to talk about your bio. Maybe, why don't you introduce yourself, sir? And then we'll take it forward.
Thank you so much, Kamal. It is a pleasure talking to you. I know I'm not going to talk too much about what I have done because there is so much to do. We need to look forward. But at the same time, just I will take a minute or so. As you mentioned, I went to US in 1965, received my PhD, worked for about 37 years, some of it as a chairman of a Department of Sociology, retired in 2006, hoping that I will, go and tour all over India and then take it easy. And then, I didn't want to do a thing. And it was August 23rd at 7:23 minutes. I was reading a newspaper in Andhra Pradesh, and that item was Rajashekar Reddy, who was the chief minister at that time, issued GO 21, by which he allocated crores of rupees for the construction of new churches and renovation of old churches. When I read that piece, it really shook me up. I really perspired. I said, what is happening to Bharat? Why is it government funds be allocated to the construction of churches? So I could not understand. I called many organizations and nobody responded in a way that I feel they should have responded. So I did not know what to do. 3 nights I couldn't sleep. Then around 2 days, 3 days after, I went to High Court and got a stay order. And that is how my journey into this movement started. The more I read about it, the more I read today, more I am concerned about the future of Sanatan Dharma and the future of Bharat. If, for whatever reason, God be forgiven, if something happens to Sanatan Dharma, the human race is probably wiped out. There will not be any humanity left. And it is scary to look at the mission of the other religions, what they want to do, how they want to dominate, how they want to demean Hinduism, as if these two religions are born only to destroy Hinduism and Hindus from the face of this earth. We Hindus, we are all sleeping. We are in that Kumbhakarna period. We have not woken up yet. We have not learned the lesson from the past. 400 to 500 years of destruction, demolition of churches, rapes, murders. What is happening to Hindus? Why is it, as Hindus, we do not even pay attention to what is happening around us, what has happened in the past? If we do not learn from the past, we are condemned to repeat the same thing, and we are going to witness the Holocaust. Hindu Holocaust probably we have never seen before. We can argue whether it is Holocaust or whatever it is, but we can see how other two religions have been demeaning us, criticizing us almost every day. They are talking about how to destroy it. Even before Rama temple is even consecrated, there are some people who are saying they are going to destroy it, they are going to tie up all the Hindus and then murder. These are all the statements we can see in the internet. It's not just my creation. So we all have to get up, we wake up and see how do we protect my mother. That is my Sanatana Dharma, my motherland, that is my Bharat.
Sir, I completely, share your concern, and this is why, I also left the job, because the future looks very, very bleak, and there seems to be so many threats that we are getting, and outside these forces may be fighting among themselves, but in India, they are colliding, they are, they are together, and they are on a mission to basically dismantle and completely destroy the Sanatan culture. In this context, sir, please allow me to ask this question about the Allahabad High Court judgment. So this was a single bench judgment given by Justice Shamim Ahmed, if I am not wrong. And
yes,
this was the case which was related to conversion, and this is about the distribution of Bibles. So maybe if you can talk about that, sir.
Yeah. I think there are two Christians who were distributing Bibles in Uttar Pradesh, and they were arrested. And so after 2 weeks, it went to the court, and the lawyers representing these two Christians, they mentioned that these people are distributing these Bibles only to make sure that all the people have equal rights, kind of thing, and only to teach good education and then give the spirit of brotherhood. So that's the reason they are doing it. It's not for allurement. It is not for attracting them. It is not for deceiving. They have presented that case to the Allahabad judge. And Allahabad judge, he concluded that distribution of Bibles is not an allurement, and in fact, they are providing good education to the people where these Bibles are being received. So when I saw that judgment saying that distribution represents good education, I just wondered because I kept reading about Bible. I kept reading about the Christianity. As you know, as you mentioned, I came to US in 1965. You know, at that time, there was a lot of people used to come and knock on our door asking us to get converted
Good
and all.
news. Good news. So I'm really amazed by the kind of adjectives that they use. They don't knock the door and say that, hey, why don't you come to Christianity? They will say that, I want to give you good news. So what is the good news? Good news is that, you are suffering in hell.
So many people, you see, Kamalji, this is a couple of things we need to know. One, what percentage of the people you think probably they may have read the entire Bible? According to survey, we can search anywhere. 6 to 7% of the Christians.
Very few.
Okay? So that means 93% have no clue of what the Bible says. As a customary thing, they go to church and sit there and all that, that's all they do. Whereas in India, so obviously, there is not even 7%. Here, especially in India, I don't think even 1% have read the entire Bible. Okay? And then not reading the Bible, you make a judgment about what somebody else said. Okay? The Christians whose mission is to convert people, and they go and say, no, we didn't go and distribute these Bibles for conversion, only for good education. When you say good education, what are the things that are there in the good education that you are talking about?
So you asked these 11 very, very prominent questions,
Yes.
and we'll show it in the video. So we'll just flash these 11 questions. So maybe you can just talk about them.
Yes, that would be. Before that, let me also mention at least 5 presidents of the United States, they have criticized Christianity. They did not want Christianity to be anywhere around the government. In fact, one of the statements was there should be a wall between church and the state. There should not be any merge of these two religions, these two entities. You have to separate them. No religion should enter into any decision that is taken by the government. And if you look at 5 different presidents, in the same way, almost all the top scholars, they have done the same thing. I'll just give you some names of the top scholars and the presidents of the United States. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Thomas Franklin, James Madison, Abe Lincoln, and these are the presidents. James Madison also, and Leo Tolstoy, Voltaire, Mark Twain, Bertrand Russell, Frederick Nietzsche. So many Christians who really read the Bible. I mean, that is where we all have to keep saying it. Who read the entire Bible? They have come to the conclusion it is not even worth reading it. And in fact, they don't even want their own children to read it because of all the atrocities and cruelty, whatever it is written in the Bible. Even when you look at the Bible also, according to all the resources and this, anybody can search in the Google, there are more than 400 different types of Bibles. More than 400 types. Over a period of time, they have kept on revising it. And we don't know which one is the right Bible either. Whatever is available today, so we are going to look at only those Bibles and then say what is there. So because if you compare just for a minute, our Vedas, Upanishads and all that, So our people have started memorizing it and then chanting it. So whatever the period that Vedas were invented or written, from that time onwards, we have been chanting those things. So that way, even if you lose all the Vedas, still Vedas will continue because of the recitation of daily recitation of the Vedas. So we have that authority. If all the Vedas are removed, still we have all the things. If all the Bibles are removed, it's over. Nobody knows what is written in the Bible. So we have to take pride in the richness of our culture and make sure that we follow it. But coming back to this Bible, this judgment.
So I'm sure that the judge, when the judge says that there is good education in this Bible distribution,
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he has himself read it or not. I really have serious doubts, whether he actually read it.
Yeah, as I said, in the whole world, there are only 6 or 7% of the people read. So I'm not sure that a judge has read probably even few passages of what is in the Bible, because his religion would not permit any other things to do anyway. So, but being a judge, he has that authority to make that judgment, which he did. But our contention is, in what way did you say it is a good education? When you see all the cruelty, all the mass killings, all the dashing of the children against the wall, and all the recidivism, so many things. When you see that Bible, you will be astonished and stunned at the level of insanity that prevails in the Bible. First of all, just for one mistake Adam has done, maybe 2000 years ago, everybody is condemned to be a sinner. Not only you, me, the whole universe, all these 2000 years, and then probably another whatever number of years the universe exists, all these future years also, everybody is a sinner. What kind of logic, what kind of justice, what kind of compassion? Is this a godly act to say, because one person committed mistake, we condemn the entire human race forever? Can you imagine a God saying something like that one? Is it a compassion? Is it a hatred? Is it a jealous? All of us have to keep thinking about it. And when you celebrate this Christmas tomorrow also, all the Hindus keep on putting all these trees and everything else. What are they celebrating?
So
Do
most
they
of not I don't think most of means that I don't think literally almost anybody knows why it is being celebrated. Is it? I mean, a lot of people just don't know these things. Plus, the reason is one of the reason is that when you give that book to the children, so children will be devoid of the logic. The first thing that they say is that don't use your logic. That don't ask question. That why was this apple forbidden? Don't ask this logic. It was just forbidden. So it is kind of shutting down the brain of our children at a very early age. Whereas in Sanatan Dharma we encourage questioning. There is one Upanishad which is Prashna Upanishad, which is only about asking questions. So these two are completely different. So this is not a good education. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, as you mentioned, I think, I just listed only few of them. One is, of course, I did not even mention in that article that I wrote about the sin. I mean, that really bothers me to some extent. Anyway, let's go to just, I will list about 10, 11 of them that I mentioned. We can go a little further if we want to. So let us just list those things. So I said, is it a good education to say that you are saved only if you are baptized? So that means, so if you are not baptized, so obviously, so you are going to go to hell and burn eternally. And there are many passages which says only by getting baptized you will go to heaven. So that means, so look at the contradiction also. When you are baptized, you will go to heaven. So that means all the people who have been baptized over these years, so all of them, they have gone to heaven. And but still, why these people are here? Once they are baptized, then there should not be any life, and they are already here. And but basically, they are still here. So what is that logic? I'm not able to figure out. I hope somebody will come and tell. One day we can interview some of these scholars in Christianity and then try to make a case. What is it they believe in, and how we have some concerns where they will be able to answer. I hope they will be able to answer some of the questions. And how can a godlike person can punish people forever? So in our way of looking at the things, it is the lack of knowledge, it is the ignorance that causes people to believe or disbelieve something. So that means with education, you can always go and then try to correct yourself. Whereas in this other religion, there is nothing like that one. Once you are a sinner, you are a sinner. Only when you believe in him, then you get. So this concept of jealous, he himself says he's a jealous God.
I mean, these things viewers should understand, because most of our viewers are actually from Sanatan Dharma. So viewers should understand that this is not just about whether you are praying to Shiva or Krishna. This is much more underlining thing that happens.
Yeah.
So this is what Dr. Prakash Rao-ji is saying. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so that is baptism. And the second one is it a good education to read about mass killings by Jesus? I mean, if you can sit, I'll give you some references. Genesis 6:17, Genesis 7:4, Genesis 7:21, and many, Deuteronomy 32, 39, 42. I have given that list of all the verses from the Bible, which says basically how many people you will find references in the Bible. How many people were killed? I'll just read one. For yet 7 days, I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will be destroyed. So God himself is saying he's going to destroy all of these people. So this is, we don't have to, and we will publish it. Anybody can read it. And the point we are trying to make in this interview is just highlight some of the points, and they can read we can give the reference of our article later on, and so they can read and look at all the passages that we have listed to make sure how whatever we are saying, whether it is valid or whether it is correct as per Bible. All these passages are taken directly from the Bible. We have given the chapter name and the verse. So that way there is no confusion of misinterpreting or anything. So we are not interpreting, we are just listing some of these things as they appear. And the third one is it a good education to learn about Jesus? Cursed all women. He cursed all women to suffer at childbirth. Because Adam and Eve, so these are the two people who ate that apple. So because of that one, because the Eve did not obey his command at that time not to eat, so not just only he condemned Eve, he condemned every woman on the planet in the past and the future. So look at the compassion that you are talking about. We are all talking about it. Where is the godly character there? God is supposed to be a compassionate person, forgiving person. He always tries to advise you, direct you to the right way, and give chances to correct your mistakes. Lord Krishna talks about it, what is our dharma. Nowhere in our scriptures will condemn you forever. We always say it is only because of the lack of knowledge we are acting in a way we are acting. once we are educated, we will correct ourselves, we will improve ourselves, so that way we will self-realization will come, and then try to be enlightened person. Enlightenment is the concept that we always use in order to make sure that we progress over a period of time through education, remove that darkness, remove that ignorance. So we are not condemned one way or the other by our scriptures. It is only the other religions that condemn all of us for not believing in him. Just imagine somebody, two people. If you don't listen to me, I'm going to kill you. I mean, this is a very simple way of looking at it. So this is what the Bible is talking about.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm interjecting you in between. So there is a case of Jitendra Narayan Tyagi. Have you heard about it? Earlier it was Wasim Rizvi.
I don't
So
remember.
so Wasim Rizvi was the chairperson of Shia community. So
Yeah.
he is considered to be from the lineage of Muhammad. So I
Correct.
mean that important person sitting at that important position. So
Yes.
he went to the Supreme Court of India saying that there are 26 verses in Quran which are propagating hate against other religion.
Correct.
So because they are propagating hate against other religion, so a lot of people are going into this extremist mindset.
Correct.
And he said that maybe we should remove these 26 verses, and the court actually went the other way and punished him for asking for removal of these 26 verses rather than even looking at what these verses are saying. So
Yeah.
later he actually converted to he actually left Islam, and he came to Sanatan Dharma, and this government actually kind of enticed him, kind of put him in under the bars, under the pretext of some very frivolous case of spreading hate speech, whereas he was talking about stopping the hate speech. And his life becomes so the government put him under so much of pressure that he was put in jail for 3 months for frivolous cases for which you will get bail from the police chowki itself. And now he is not even allowed to talk in public by the court.
Yeah. Yes. No, I'm aware of it. I mean, you see, this is where our problem. This is the reason I feel it is only Hindus who can destroy Hinduism.
Right.
Okay? All the Supreme Court judges, if they're really learned persons, they should look at every sentence every day and try to see if it makes any sense. I don't see it. In fact, I think Calcutta case way back, I think about 40, 50 years ago, somebody went to court and asking the Bible to be banned. And obviously it didn't happen. So there are some passages which are directly asking other religious people to be killed. And you go to High Court.
Sir,
And
my question, yeah, yeah.
no,
My question is that I want to understand that why the courts, the government, the machinery, the state machinery, why are they behaving in the way they are behaving? They are giving every judgment on anything which is related to Sanatan Dharma, be it the height of the dahi handi, how it should be it Jallikattu, be it Sabrimala. They are very interested, giving judgments left, right, and center related to Sanatan Dharma, which is kind of prohibiting students from prohibiting people, Sanatani people, from practicing Dharma.
Yeah.
And these are normal things, like how much at how much height should a dahi handi be when a person is breaking that. So this has nothing to do with the court. This case should not be even accepted. So why is it that the court are not doing the same thing for others what they are doing for Sanatan Dharma? Why are they not even accepting it? Why are they not even willing to look at it? Why are they not even willing to even allow the case to be heard?
I'm sorry to say this one, but they are equally corrupt like any other politician. They are also corrupt to the core. The only thing is nobody can investigate them, find out all the resources where they get all the resources that they get. Is it only the salary? Is it something else that is influencing? Is there a backpedaling? We don't know many things. So we really have to raise some voice as to the judgments some of these judges have made. How inconsistent they are. You see, if you look at, even they do not even go back and look at their own judgments and see if they are implemented or not. If you remember this Muslim yatra that Makkah, they, every year they give so much money to go to visit Makkah. I think it's around 2013, Supreme Court decided we should phase out in 10 years this pilgrimage to Makkah.
The Hajj subsidies.
Subsidy. So now it is 10 years, nothing has happened, it keeps on increasing.
I think the Hajj subsidy has increased in this government.
Correct.
Rather than fading it out, they have increased the Hajj subsidy, and now even the top government, the central cabinet ministers are just going and giving the green flags and making sure that everything is okay.
Yeah. You tell me which country on the planet Earth where they have constructed a separate terminals for these people to go to Makkah.
Right.
Is it on the planet?
There is no such thing.
To tell you, I don't know anybody. So see, look at the influence these people have, and look at the weakness of the politicians. They don't have the courage. They're only interested in position, power, name, money. As long as these four things they can achieve, I think that's all they are going to look at it. And I think one of these days, all of us will be sorry, because once the rampage starts, then you realize all the mistakes that we have made. By that time, it is too late.
It will be too late. Sir, I am actually more concerned about this so-called Hindu government, because they show themselves as Hindutva party. During the elections, they only pick up the Hindu causes. So they talk about the Hindu causes during the elections. They get the vote from the Hindus, but after winning the election, they don't do anything for the Hindus. So why do you think? So they are getting into the power because of the Hindus, not because of any other community.
In a way, you are absolutely right. But at the same time, as Hindus, we are failing in our responsibility. Look at what happened in Karnataka. Okay, they have given some incentives. Okay, like ladies. The ladies will get free. They can go to any place without paying any fees on the buses. Okay, because of that one, many ladies voted for it. Okay, just look at from a different perspective. So you have bartered the entire country for one frivolous privilege.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even bother about what is going to happen to Bharat. Just because you got that immediate justification, the immediate result, you just let the whole country go down the drain and voted for something which is only a temporary one.
I think this makes a lot of sense. So what you are suggesting is that Hindus vote for things which are very petty things, like getting this 100 rupees discount on gas cylinder or things like that, whereas the other community are voting for more concrete things, more civilizational things.
Other religions, they are voting for their religion,
right?
And Hindus are voting for their pettiness.
Right.
They don't vote for our religion. And they don't even look at what happens if other religion comes and whether I will be able to live like a Hindu or not.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the problem that we have. So basically, I think I think there are a number of I will
Yeah,
read.
yeah, please go ahead. So I stopped you in between. So
I know
please.
too many things to talk about it, and then of course Bible also says, is it um, recidivism? Okay, so that means you repeat the mistakes over and over, and according to Bible, you are excused 490 times. Suppose you make a mistake today, so you can be excused. But how many times you can be excused? In the Bible, it is written 490 times they will excuse. So if you kill somebody, okay, we will excuse you. How many times, sir? 490 times we will excuse you for any crime that you have committed.
So they will
So
excuse only if you are baptized. If you are not baptized, then you are not excused for anything.
yes, so it says, just I will tell you, and how many times you can be excused. This is the sentence you will see in Luke 17:3-4. I will tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. 70 times 7, 70. So that is comes to
490.
90 times.
Mhm.
So the other one is it good education to advocate hatred toward parents?
Mhm.
Only when you have hatred to your parents, you will come close to Jesus. Hatred is a very core of the whole Bible. Whereas we ask our all of Hindus to respect the parents, take care of the parents, whatever the age may be, you make sure that you respect your parents. How much value we give to the parents. It is totally contradictory to what is in the Bible. And
So viewers, please understand that if you are making your children read these kind of things, then ultimate effect will be that they will start hating you yourself.
yes,
So this is a very important thing that sir is saying. Sir,
yeah.
why is there a hatred for parents? Is it because they have committed the sin by giving birth to the child itself?
Yeah, there are a lot of things, but I will read that Luke 14:25. He says,
Okay.
if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother and the wife and the children, brethren and sister, yes, even the own life, he cannot be my disciple. This is Luke 14:25. It's written like that one.
Yeah.
So if you don't hate any of these people, so that means you cannot be my disciple. So I'm giving the reference also so anybody can check those things. And another one, Jesus showed hatred toward other gods, and that one we all know. So if you worship any idols or anything like that one, you can be killed. So that is what it says. A lot of passages in Deuteronomy and others, and Genesis also. And then he says, is it good education to say that Jesus came only to create enmity, not forgiveness? You can see. So he himself says, do you think I came for creating peace? No, it is only for enmity. That is the statement you will see. Look at this Bible statement, just one sentence. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. I mean, other passage continues. So he came here with a sword. So this is so my point. All these things why I have written is to what extent judges are competent even to make a decision on something like this one. What is their intention to make a judgment like that one? Are they aware of what is written in the Bible even before they make any judgment? So there is a point to say, hey, I'm not equipped to this one. I don't want to make a judgment on this one because I don't know. I have not read the Bible. So are you going to rely on somebody else saying, well, sir, this is what it is. We don't believe this one. And so basically you ignore the entire Bible and rely on somebody else's word. But this word is supposed to be based on the Bible. You see, so judge has to make a judgment whether he is even competent, even to make a judgment on this particular issue. And
when the judge is saying that, this is spreading good education, this is, he should understand that, he's calling all of this as good education. This is what sir is saying.
Yeah. So now, is it good education if we are stoned to death for infractions? Stoned to death. 2-3 times you will see Sabbath. Sabbath, we know that after 6 days you are supposed to take rest. So after 6 days, you are supposed to take rest on 7th day, which is supposed to be Sabbath. If anybody works on Sabbath, they can be stoned to death. Okay? So if you look at present day in US and other countries, every Sunday all the shops are open. So that means all these people have to be killed. So how relevant Bible is? That is another question somebody has to address. Whatever was written 2000 years ago, was it relevant today? In the same way, if your son do not listen to you, obey you, you can take that son to city council and they can stone him to death. So adultery also same thing. Any adultery cases, you take them to the city council and they should be able to stone them to death. So these are some of the passages that you will see. I have given the references and anybody can go and look at that article and see if the passages that I have quoted there are relevant or whether they are appropriate, whether they are really in the Bible or not. So we don't have any problem. Anybody looking at it, if they want to have a discussion, we will be very happy to have it.
So sir, have you have asked these open questions or have you sent them in writing to the judge also?
No, I did not. This article, I'm going to post it and let us see if anybody wants to have a meaningful discussion or if anybody wants to enlighten me, I'm open.
And are you planning to go to the higher court for this, or are you suggesting are you planning for some further action on this?
I have not thought about it, but we need to consult some of our lawyers and see if it can be contested.
Okay.
Because you see, it's many of our people actually feel that once the decision is made, certain things you don't want to touch upon for a number of reasons. And maybe it could be one of those. They don't want to deal with it. Everybody knows it came in September. So that means almost like 3 months. But
Right.
nobody tested it so far. And so let's just hope somebody, some of the lawyers, Hindu lawyers, and take advantage of this thing and then see if they pursue any legal course to see that it is rejected and maybe different judgment is given. And basically, Kamalji, you see, there are a few things that we just have to say before we depart. First of all of us, every Hindu should feel responsible for protecting and preserving Sanatan Dharma. Every Hindu should look into herself. What am I doing today to protect? And when you have 70% of the people living in the villages and you left them like, scapegoats kind of thing, and the other religions are coming in and then trying to convert as many people as possible. All the Hindu organizations and all Hindus concerned, they should concentrate on the villages and stop this conversion. Because the villages, they are not literate, they can't even compare the apple against the apple kind of thing. So as a result, see, they are easily convertible.
You're right.
And we have to really protect the villages if we have to succeed in the next few years. Otherwise, I think, the future is very, very, very bleak. And the people are not realizing. I think the history is going to be repeated if we do not really learn from the history about what has happened to our forefathers in Hindu Kush Mountains, in Goa Inquisition, all these places. There are many, many things. I think everybody should also read P.N. Oak's book, What Happened to Hindu Temples. There are 2,000 temples he documented. So where are we Hindus? What are we doing actually? Not even learning what happened to our forefathers, what might happen to us and to the next generation. I don't know who is going to take up this particular challenge and see how to educate the Hindus first.
You're right, sir. Actually, and viewers should understand that conversion that does not happen in one shot. A lot of conversions, they happen in phases. So first, what they will do is they will come very peacefully, very calmly, giving a very rosy picture to you, and they will just replace the Bhagwan in your temple with their thing. And slowly they start this hate literature. They will provide you the hate literature that sir is talking about, and they will convert you in phases. So, and they are very trained people. They will not talk about the controversial things in the first phase or the second phase. So, it's like the multi-level marketing that happens, that, they are very trained professionals. They are taught about these things, that how to convert these things. Because Sanatan Hindu go by what people are saying. They don't go by, a lot of them don't go by what they are, when they are giving you a book, they don't go by what is there in the book, because we are the worshippers of the book. So every book we get, irrespective of what that book is, we just, take that book, respect that book, touch it to our forehead, assuming that because it is a book, there must be something good in it.
Yes.
So, in this case, this book may be venomous. This book may convert your entire lineage. This book may damage your children, damage the psyche of the children so much that they start hating you yourself. And by the time they realize that what a trap that they have got into, everything would have destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So every Hindu, as sir was saying, should work toward protecting the dharma. If you cannot work toward protecting the dharma yourself, you should start from your family. So first of all, we should protect our children. This is probably the first thing. We should make them Sanatani. Sir talked about Hinduites. So maybe sir, at last, I want you to talk about that Hinduite concept that you were talking to me. That we should make our children real Sanatanis, not just by name they are Sanatani.
Yes.
So at the end, if you can just talk about it.
I have written a number of articles. I am so much concerned about the future of Hinduism. As you also mentioned, anybody can go to our website, savetemples.org. I have written probably 140 articles, and probably 15, 20 on Christianity and 15, 20 on Islam, and rest of the articles. Then I realized probably Hindus are more dangerous than other religions for one reason, for their neglect of their caring to take care of their mother. If we do not care for our mother, somebody is going to do it. And that is what other religions are doing it. So, there is when I was writing one of those articles, I came across this word, humanoid. That means humanoid is the person who looks like a human being, walks like a human being, talks like a human being, but there is no humanity whatsoever. There is no human blood, arrogance, and all kinds of egos, everything else. But he never acts like a human being. There is no compassion left in him. So I thought, oh, what a good example. Then I used the word Hinduoid. Hinduoid is the one who is born as a Hindu. Who thinks like he is a Hindu and then speaks like a Hindu as if he is Hindu. But there is no Hindu blood. There is no pride. There is no spirit. There is no courage, even to protect his own mother. There is no blood, Hindu blood. See, Hindu blood basically is a compassion, ahimsa, tolerance, live and live. These are the uniqueness characteristics of our Sanatan Dharma. We always want to live in peace. We never conquered one single country. We never. All other religions have conquered one after one. Muslims have 54 countries, and Christians have so many other countries. And tell me one country where Hindus have conquered and then say we wanted to make it a Hindu country. And all the Europeans, all the Christians, everybody only now focused on India to make sure India's demise and make it into either a Hindu, Islamic country or a Muslim country. Okay? So just look at the entire world only concentrating on Bharat to make sure it look at the demise of Hinduism. So I think all Hindus have to realize and look at the past history and what might happen. And if it doesn't shiver you, it doesn't shake you, it doesn't make you think, I don't know if we still have that Hindu blood, even to protect my mother. Hindu blood in the sense, I'm not only talking about my respect for my mother. If I don't have that kind of value, tell me, as a Hindu, what is my objective of life? Is it only to make money? Is it only to get name, fame, and advantages? Don't you want to care for the mother who gave you the birth, who taught you all the things that we have received? Where every scholar, every author is coming to India, learn Vedas, learn Upanishads, learn Bhagavad Gita, appreciate it, write books. And we are denying our own culture, and we are basically responsible for what might happen. Whether it is good or bad, now it is in our hands to see how we want to take Bharat, which direction we want to take it. It is in our hands. We can criticize other religions. That's okay. That's not a problem. But first we have to take the responsibility and we have to take the ownership of this Bharat. And you have to, as if my own son, my own daughter is in danger, I have to protect them to make sure that our humanity survives forever. Jai Sri Ram.
Thank you so much, sir. And it was a real pleasure talking to you. Viewers, as sir is saying, it's a choice between rest in peace and live in peace. So, other religions are trying to make you rest in peace, and we should fight and survive, fight for living in peace. So, Prakash Rao sir, I'm sure, the kind of body of work that you have and the kind of knowledge you have, we will not be able to complete it in one video. So, it will be a real pleasure, if we can have series of videos. We are, in our very small way, working toward this, contributing in this civilizational war by not just creating a political vehicle. The Ekam Sanatan Bharat Dal is there. but we will be working on trainings and making Sanatanis more Sanatanis. So as you
Yes.
are saying, our focus is also on the Sanatanis. We are
Yes.
focusing very less on others. We are focusing on ourselves, because if we remain Sanatanis, then we will be able to spread it also. We will be able to counter others also. But first of all, we should have that knowledge. We should have that logic. We should have that conviction in ourselves, so that when others come to us spreading this so-called good news, we know how to counter them and make and tell them the real good news about Sanatan Dharma, that you are not born in hell, you are born in heaven. And this is Parabrahma. Your body is Brahma itself, just that you need to realize it. Venu sir, I invite you I invite you to our Delhi office. If you ever come to Delhi, you have to visit our office, sir. We
Okay.
will arrange the pick and drop from the airport or railway station, wherever you are coming. You have to come to the office, sir. And it was real pleasure talking to you. Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
I enjoyed talking to you, and let us hope all Hindus get united and do something to preserve humanity. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.